God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Corporation versus sovereign. This is the divide. You were not born to be a corporate asset. You were born as a living spiritual sovereign being. The moment of birth was hijacked, not to protect you, but to convert you into an incorporated entity inside a debt-based control system. Understanding this distinction is the first real step toward reclaiming sovereignty. Birth certificates were not documents of life. They were instruments of incorporation. Through them, governments collateralized human beings to fund a global debt system they created and never intended to repay. You did not incur this debt. You were pledged against it. The so-called New World Order was never new. It has been planned, refined, and executed over centuries. Its architects are bloodline families operating above governments, hidden behind banking, religion, medicine, and law. Silence protected them because exposure would have ended their control instantly. The COVID operation was not about health. It was a control event, a coordinated global compliance test designed to enforce obedience, inject independency, and accelerate population reduction. The objective was clear: shrink humanity from billions to a manageable remnant. To understand how this system took root, you only need to go back 152 years. The Organic Act of 1871 was not administrative. It was a hostile takeover. After the Revolutionary War drained the U.S. Treasury, global bankers stepped in with loans that came with conditions. Those conditions allowed infiltration of government, courts, banking, education, medicine, and churches worldwide. Every major war was financed the same way. Bankers funded both sides, controlled the outcome, then collected nations as assets. This is not a theory, it is their business model. The Act of 1871 was a treasonous violation of the original Constitution. It dissolved the constitutional republic and replaced it with a corporate entity operating as, all caps, the United States of America Corporation. The gold fringe on the flag signaled the jurisdictional change. The country was no longer sovereign. It was commercial. Common law, rooted in natural and divine law, was replaced with maritime corporate law. Legal language was weaponized. Statutes, policies, mandates, and regulations replaced true law. Consent was presumed. Obedience enforced. Maritime law is administered through the BAR, the Bar Association, a foreign corporate registry, not constitutional authority. This is why courts function as debt collection venues, not justice forums. The British Crown and the Vatican sit at the top of this hierarchy, using corporate America as the enforcement arm for global control. This structure only works as long as people believe it is legitimate. That belief is breaking. This is the Great Awakening, the return to what was always ours, the end of corporate enslavement, and the restoration of human sovereignty, and I might add, dignity. We do not comply anymore. This was written and provided by Mr. Poole, posted on Telegram and app, December 19th, 2025. Thank you.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.